What is up, race fans? Welcome back to the Earthbound Super Series. It's going to be another awesome race. We have got Oxwis versus Lontr0 tonight, the leading zero versus the trailing zero, head-to-head in round two. This is going to be one heck of a race. Hope everybody's excited. I am Dark Alexander, going to be hanging with you for comms tonight. I'm going to be kicking the race off here in about 20 seconds. Hope everybody's feeling ready for it. Got your snacks, got your beverages. Settle in for a doozy. For those of you not familiar, this is round two of the Earthbound Boogey % races. This is single elimination, so win or go home time for both of these. Got a lot of adventurous things to see. We're going to be seeing all kinds of stutters and taps and smashes, hopefully only from our players and not from the enemies. This is a partial game category. For those who are not familiar, we're going to be racing from the beginning of the game up into Boogey Tent, about a third of the way through the game, non-manipulated. So all in the skill and what the game is going to give us. We do our quick flyover of Eagle Land here. Our racers have a good 60 seconds to get their bearings before things kick off. Winner of this race will get to go on to face the winner of Andy Perfect versus Blink tonight. So we will have a premiere for that one at a later time. Looking forward to seeing that one as well. The meteor has landed and our racers are off. Both racers grabbing the crack bat and equipping it right away. Don't want to forget that. You will get yelled at if you try to leave the house without it before the enemies start spawning. Some people will choose to grab it on the second or third path through, depending on what they're comfortable with. The first climb up the hill is pretty non-eventful. We just have to get some good clean walks up through here. Getting a little hung up on the cliffside there. This is a very sub-pixely game. Ness likes to get hung up on all the little bits and bobs on the terrain, so you'll see quite a bit of sliding and gliding off of the different surfaces to try to optimize movement here. There's a lot that can be saved just with clean movement and good menuing, as with any RPG speedrun here. Both of these racers very, very comfortable with multiple categories in this game, so I would expect to see some pretty high levels of execution from both. Lontr0 going to be the first one back to mom. Going to head back to bed, try to get our beauty rest. Now that Pokey has shooed us away. And who could that be knocking at our door? Ooh, the Tracy block. That sneaky sister getting in our way. Knowing what we know now, I think the FBI would be more welcome in this house than Pokey would be. Quick conversation with Mom to get changed out of our jammies and head off into our adventure. Both racers with a nice, perfect vertical pokey talk there. Try to line up as cleanly as possible so his movement path is short off the couch. Pokey doesn't have much hurry in his legs anymore. the behind the couch phone call. That can be pretty tricky movement. Like we said, he likes to get stuck on things. And right out the gate, we've got a dog and a crow. Crow dodging out of Lontr0's way, and the dog getting stuck on the tree. Nice dodge from Oxwis as well. This corner up here can be pretty tricky with the dog spawn. Looks like Oxwis going to pull that Sneck over a little bit and try to stutter around. Lontr0 respawned the dog into a crow, and that just got hung up on the tree, so that was very nice. Oxwis doing some nice stutters, but it's got the dog there on the midpoint. That's going to be kind of tricky. Oh, and the dog is not wanting to cooperate as far as the despawn there goes. Looks like Oxwis just going to take that fight. Lontr0 had a pretty clean walk up there, was able to get the dog stuck on the trees there. You can't kind of loop around, you do have enough movement to get through that little gap in the trees there and get past. Oh, what's the Sneck doing up there? What? Where'd you come from? Could we possibly be seeing a Starman skip? Is that legal in Boogey percent? What's happening right now? Oh man, we could be making new rules tonight. This is fantastic. I'm so excited already. No, the snake is not the most easy to death warp on for certain. I think Buzz would probably smash through it, but that's hilarious. It's one Ori point for Buzz. Yet the spawn tiles in Earthbound do have a bit of whimsy to them, as we've seen. Alright, so Lontr0 going to be the first one into the Starman fight. Ringster's grabbing the bread roll on the way back down for some extra healing items. This is just an auto-win fight. We just have to wait and see what happens. Buzz rolling 33. That's gross. Anywhere from 30 to 150 Buzz can swing for. We need 200 damage to this Starman. So this is going to be at least a 3-rounder. Not a whole lot we can do except wait for Buzz to do his job. Hoping that we see fewer fires than anything else. That does take the most time with the text boxes. It's got to hit each character. The freeze or the guard is a little bit faster, but that guard will also slow down Buzz's damage. The charge forward for Oxwis doing 100 there. So that's half a Starman's health down. 62 for Lontr0, so still needs a big swing from Buzz to put that one down. A smash on Oxwis's side. And Lontr0 shortly behind. Just barely enough damage to take that one down. And already we have our first lead change. Boogey percent is going to Boogey. There are so many different swing points in this category that anything can happen. Getting deeper into the brackets here, you can't really rely on your opponent to make a mistake, so you have to hope that the game cooperates with you a little bit, and that's all we can do on the Starman fight. Oh, and Lardna playing blocker for Lontr0 there. So we've got a big wall of text from Buzz as he breathes his final breaths. We need to make sure we're mashing the right buttons. We got to select yes on the first choice and no on the second. We do not want to hear this conversation again, because Buzz loves to talk. As much as we want to extend his life for a little bit longer, this is probably not the best place to do it. Alright, Ness pulling the all-nighter is going to head right off into his adventure. See how the racers deal with the zoo. Both racers getting some crows. A dog for Oxwas here. Lontr0 able to do a quick despawn on that one. The dog here is not being all that friendly for Oxwas. Needs to get a little bit higher. And another dog. Getting pincered on that one. Oh no! And a snick! Way too many animals in this forest. Able to get it hung up on the cliff there, but just having to take that dogfight. Lontr0 grabbing our trash burger. Grab 40 bucks out of the ATM, do some shopping. Ox was stopping at the treehouse to grab Mr. Baseball Cap. We're going to buy the T-ball bat. We're going to sell Mr. Baseball Cap after wearing it for 30 seconds. Get a whole bunch of money. Cash that in for a cheap bracelet, a regular baseball cap. Oh, Pigpen holding up progress. Lontr0 doing the little despawn walk here. Following along the center line of the road gives you a good path behind the hospital, then you just need to sneak behind the sign. It helps prevent a lot of these shark spawns from happening. There's so many spawn tiles in this area. Ooh, and Pogo Punk cannot stay on his Pogo for Lontr0. One charge forward. Oh, come on. No misses, Ness. Let's open our eyeballs. Getting that first guaranteed burger drop from the Pogo. Only took one hit there, opting to not get the can of fruit juice. Ooh, and it charged forward right off the bat and missing. So gonna go ahead and chow down on that bread roll. Alright, and Pogo 2 is down for Lontr0. Alright, and Pogo 1 is down for Oxwas. Did take a fair bit of damage there. Probably gonna need to heal up before the second Pogo fight. Lontr0 getting into Yes Man Jr. This one's usually pretty inconsequential. He can do a decent amount of damage, but at this point, after a couple of levels, we can usually knock him out in 2. Brandishing right out the gate. Alright. And another brandish. Talking dirty is what we want to see. Ooh, and a big smash. Not quite enough to finish off Frank, but should be one more hit to take him down. Get us up to level 5. So Lontr0 does have enough psychic points for another life up if needed to help preserve those burgers. Frankenstein Mark II is a pretty straightforward fight. It's going to be a wasted turn and either a weak or a heavy attack, so we always know when we need to heal up. Frank is swinging hard on Oxwas as well. 25 on those brandishes. Having to dip into the burger stash. I think one more hit ought to do it on Frank, but a little low on the life there. Right, a weak attack. Oh, not quite. So Lontr0 is through Frankenstein Mark II there, and Oxo was just putting the final hit on Frank. Yeah, I didn't have the exact math, but I knew he was close on that one. There couldn't have been many hit points left. Alright, Nox was through Frankenstein as well. So Lontr0 stopping into the mayor's office to grab the key to the entertainer shack before we head off to our only grind of the run. I would suspect both our racers are going to be stopping to buy burgers at the burger shop here, unless they're feeling especially squirrely. We have seen a few burgerless attempts in the brackets so far, so anything is possible. Yeah, Lontr0 is going to stop and grab some loot to load the backpack full of burgers. So loading up on healing items here, the next boss is a notorious run killer. We are going to be heading into Giant Step for our grind. We need to get up to level 8 to actually give ourselves a fighting chance against Titanic Ant, so we can get PSI rockin'. So we're going to be ideally fighting 22 and only 22 slugs. A few different strategies to see here. We'll see what the runners choose to go with. Yeah, some very clean menuing from both runners. It's always impressive to see. And it's not the simplest thing to do in this game. With the way the menu lag changes depending on the number of items, it can throw your timing off and leads to mismenuing or overmashing, and it takes a lot of practice to get used to it. Lontr0 getting his first slug pack. You can't underestimate how much time you can save with menuing. Especially for the full game runners. You know, there's a lot of points where being able to menu quickly can be the difference between life and death. Lontr0 trying to get the mouse stuck here on the cliff. That looks like a pretty good setup. Gonna use this stone as a marker to keep respawning that plate with more slugs. Another, only 3 on this one. With the mouse stuck on the cliffside there, another mouse will not spawn from that tile, so we can just kind of keep trying to farm slugs at that one spot. Looks like Oxwis is getting a little mouse party here. Gonna have to stutter past that one and try to clear that plate off and set up the mouse stuck. This is gonna be 11 for Lontr0. Oxus did get the mouse and the slug pack there. I think that mouse is in a decent spot. I don't think we'll risk despawning it from the cliff. So that should work just fine for Oxus's setup. So 11 down for Lontr0. This is 4 for Oxwis. That's 15 for Lontr0. Real quick slug pack. I wonder... Probably going to be looking for the 6-pack on the top floor, but we'll likely need to take another single fight. Or we may see just grabbing 2 more 4-packs on the second floor. The tricky part about the second floor is Antoids can start spawning, which have the same sprite as the slugs do, and they are a much more dangerous enemy. They do a lot more damage, they can heal themselves, and they can call for help. Alright, so Lontr0 going to take the single mouse. That'll put it equivalent to 16 there, and I believe this is 8 for Oxwis. Lontr0 shimmying on up to the second floor. Oxwis looking for those slugs to spawn, and the game is not throwing them out there right now. There's another slug pack for Oxwis. Lontr0 still trying to get the 6-pack to spawn up here. Trying to feel for that lag. It is a pretty noticeable difference once they all start spawning. Looks like we got it here. Oh, and there's also Antoids. That makes it really tricky. Did get the slugs. So Oxwis at 12. Lontr0 is going to round out the 22. This will get him up to level 8. Ooh, and some nice stuttering from Oxwis to get around that that mouse. Alright, and finishing up the slug grind at just under 21 minutes for Lontr0. Does have some stuttering to get through. Ooh, Oxwis grabbing... He's got 2 Antoids to deal with here. This can be kind of dangerous. Right, Lontr0 does get the Antoid pack. Just going to go ahead and drop a rocket on their heads and get out of this fight. Go and grab an extra butterfly from outside. It'd be very tricky to get any kind of reasonable stuttering going. Oh, there was another 6-pack, and that's why. With all of the extra sprites up there, it makes stuttering super inconsistent. Trying to get that proper rhythm with all of that extra on screen is just a nightmare. Yep, Oxwis was definitely looking for slugs on that one. So 3 total Antoids. I think that would be enough to cover the 4-pack that he was missing. So the 6-pack should get him up to level 8, no problem. Did not see the offense roll for Lontr0, but he's just choosing to stutter past the Antoid there. If we have 24 offense or better, we can instant win on that, but if you're not sure, it's best to just get around him if you can. Not having to deal with the unintentional cookie drop. Lontr0 is going to be the first one into Titanic Ant. Alright. 22 from Ant. Not the worst attack. We'll see what Rockin' does. 82 is okay. Need to take out the Antoids behind him, otherwise they're just going to sit and life up, and that's just going to ruin our day. Ooh, 43. Big hit on that one. And a 77 on that second Rockin'. So just under 100 damage we still need to get on Titanic Ant to get through this fight. And the shield is going to slow things down a little bit. And recharging that shield. We usually need 3 attacks to get through there, or 1 good smash. Not that kind of smash, Ant. Please don't do that. Did have enough health there to be able to mash through the heal and stay alive on that one. Ant, stop it! None of this nonsense. Oh my goodness, Lontr0. Go ahead and use that preemptive burger there, just because we're down to our last healing items. Just gotta smash it out. Come on. Alright, Ant is down. Holy Christmas. Rude game. And Ox was taking mortal damage, but able to heal that one out. Ooh, and a miss. Lontr0 hulking out here at the end. Ooh, and a smash to get rid of the shield. That'll be helpful. Alright, Noxus is through Ant. So about a 45 second difference. Lontr0 grabbing the free burger out of the gift there. Probably going to go stock up on burgers again before the Cop Gauntlet. Very dangerous round of fights if they start getting out of hand. So grateful to see both of our racers through Titanic Ant. That is such a terrible fight. And there's times where there's just nothing you can do about it. If Ant doesn't want you to pass, you will not pass. Gandalf the Grey has nothing on Ant. Lontr0 getting cheeky with the cops. Is going to stop back into the burger shop. Needs to grab some more money to fill the burgers back up. We do need at least one food item going into Tucson to feed to Apple Kid. There is a burger on the way, but our key point here is survival. The Cop Gauntlet, if things go wrong, can be a real time waster, having to go through all of that again, having to deal with all of the shark spawns. So we want to get through this one first try. The Ant's bloodlust is never satiated, Slug. Every day wakes up and has violence for breakfast. And Oxwis choosing just to head into cops, so covering up almost all of that ground. Did still have, I want to say, 3 burgers left over on that one. Raw violence. Ooh, and a smash on the cop for Lontr0. That's nice. Only taking 1 hit on that one. And a smash from the cop for Oxwis. That's rude. And another big hit. Gonna have to burn that life up there. This cop here definitely had his Wheaties. And a nice burger heal there for 58. Well, so Oxwis did have quite a stash of burgers left there. We got the 1 cop difference right now. Oxwis has had to burn through 2 life ups already. We're hoping to see enough psychic points for 2 Rockins on Strong to get through that fight pretty easily, but it's not free. Not by a long shot. Lontr0 going into Cop 4 here. Is going to have to heal up right off the bat there, just to get us up to a safe level. And going to go ahead and Rockin'. Did have 30 psychic points there, so it looks like that's a 1-shot on Cop 4. And a double burger from Oxwis, that's probably a wise move. You want to go into Strong with a decent amount of hit points. The grapple can do close to 60 damage. Don't want to be caught off guard by that. And this cop is just being so very rude. Okay, and a smash will take care of that. So Oxwis is set up for the Strong fight. Lontr0 is through the Strong fight with 2 Rockins. Yeah, Cop 4 had way too many Bruce Lee movies growing up. Strong gonna guard off the bat, 90. And a 106. A little overkill there is fine to see, so both of our racers are out of O-net, sub 30. Lontr0 skipping by that burger there. We'll be grabbing that butterfly. That's very nice to have after the cop gauntlet, leaving you completely depleted there. If we do get into any encounters, it's going to make it a lot safer. And too many spawns. Wave into the happy little mole. So Lontr0 getting into the department store here. Gonna make a quick save for a death warp setup for Happy Happy Village. Gonna grab a big stack full of cash. Oh no, an ox was getting snuck attacked by the ants. And a joiner mushroom. Does not have psychic points to rocking our way out of this one. This could be dangerous. Oh no! Oh, and that's gonna be a death for Oxwus. What a shame. That's gonna send all the way back to Nessa's house. We'll get the chance to rest up with Mom, refill our psychic points again. But is gonna have to take a visit from the Fuzzy Pickles man. We've got a little extra text here from Paula as well. So that's gonna be about a 2-minute time loss for Oxwus. Definitely not out of the woods. There's still a lot of Earthbound left, but that is an unfortunate death. Oh, and just a whole bunch of dogs. Shouldn't have to fight any of them. After Frank, all the animals should be running away from you. He sort of acts as the shrine boss of O-net. Lontr0 flying through Fart Cave here. Gonna have to go take a quick sneak peek at the pencil statue up here, get that spawned. I always get nervous with the razor thin edge that some racers will spawn that pencil on. I trust Lontr0 to know what he's doing, but I have made that mistake too many times. If you don't get quite high enough to spawn the pencil, you will not get the Apple Kid call leaving the cave here. And another mushroom there trying to ruin Oxwus's day. Is able to get by that one. The odds of running away increase with each turn. You can start off with a negative runaway chance. So there are times where you'll have to survive a few rounds before you have any real hope of running away. Lontr0 grabbing a skip sandwich here from the vendor. Thank you, Pebs, for filling in the details. Doing commentary is a lot easier when everybody knows more than I do. So Oxwus gonna feed Apple Kid and start the story triggers here. Oh! That was a slick move by Lontr0 there. That was a really tight margin. The aggro radius for those mushrooms is pretty small, but once they're on you, they'll stick to you like glue. So being able to get hung up on that tree there was a real good move. Very heads-up play. Those mushrooms can really cause you a lot of problems. With psychic points, they're not super dangerous, but if they mushroomize you, the cave can get a little bit squirrely. Ox was grabbing a butterfly there to max out the psychic points. Lontr0 erasing the pencil. Ox was trying to free himself from Fart Cave here for the first time to go and spawn the pencil. Tree blocking the way for Lontr0 here. This section can be pretty dicey here. Peaceful Rest Valley has a lot of dangerous enemies in it. Sneaking up by that tree there does help despawn a couple of the plates down the hill. Grabbing the butterfly here to top up the psychic points. We want to make sure we're maxed out by the time we get to Happy, because we don't have a guaranteed chance of getting another butterfly anytime soon. There's one more coming up here towards the second plateau. And a lucky butterfly there. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think any spawn tile that can spawn an enemy can also spawn a butterfly. Lontr0 chewing down that skip sandwich to breeze past those last couple of enemies there. Very nice work. Oh, steps on Sneck. -1 Ori point. And some that can't. Yeah, you will see the miracle butterfly inside Happy every now and again, and I feel like I have to go out of my way to grab it when I see it, just for good luck. Ooh, and a cultist. We do not want to get into any of these cultists fight that we don't have to. Because of the scripted flag that's set on them here for the shack fight, you can't run away from any of those cultists. And they will call for help, and they will drag your day out much longer than you want it to be. Just gonna go chat with Paula and get our Franklin badge here to make the Carpainter fight possible. We will see how the shack fight treats Lontr0 here. Oxwith with another butterfly. The unassuming local guy there trying to cause trouble gets hung up on the tree. Alright, sling and paint, no calls for help. Let's see big rolls. 105 will take down one. 86 isn't quite enough, needs one more bash there. So pretty clean shack fight. He's probably going to want a little bit more health going into the HQ fight with cultists. They can also call for help. Ox was here getting walled by some mobile sprouts. These first couple of spawn tiles can be real aggravating in this second room, just not having quite enough room to get through there. Oh man, did I miss an egg? Choosing to go ahead and just rocking through this one. Cut right to the chase. We're just focused on what's really important in life. So Lontr0 gonna get into the car painter fight here. This is another scripted fight. One lightning reflect. The attack pattern is going to be lightning, then either life up or shield, and then a bash on his third turn, and it's just going to loop through that sequence. No, sanity's overrated. Eggs, however, are not. Really needing some reflex on Lontr0's side here. This car painter fight can just take an eternity without that. Oh, and Ox was really dodging a bullet on that one. That was so close. I thought that thing spawned right on top of him. Lontr0 getting low on healing items here. Does have a life up. Would hopefully not like to use it. Does have the croissant there to bulk up a little bit to save himself from the pain attack overkilling him there. And this is just a disgusting car painter fight. $262 hit points is no joke at this point. We don't have any more Rockins to help us out. I think Lontr0 is strapped for healing items at this point, so without a couple of reflex, this could get ugly. Oh my goodness. We need a double reflect here. Oh my goodness, Lontr0. Hogwash. Absolute hogwash. I'm doing my best to not use stronger language, but that was just nonsense. I want to say that was 14 miss reflects. Let me put it this way, I only saw one reflect actually hit. That was garbage. Alright, so Oxus getting into the HQ fight. This is going to set Lontr0 back about 3 to 4 minutes. We'll not have to deal with the HQ fight, just has to do Car Painter again and hope for something better. We'll probably need to stop at the honor bar and grab some more eggs. Oxa through HQ fight. Gets a decent HP bump there. Yes, Earthbound is earthbounding especially hard. Ooh, and Lontr0 in a bit of a pickle. Oh! Gets a little bit too close and red swirls himself. The spinning robo is an alright fight. You can catch a cold, but this one's not too terribly dangerous with psychic points. So 72 rocking from Oxwist there. Miss and miss on the reflex. It's gonna need to heal up here. Egg. Another double miss. Man, Carpainter is on that bullshit tonight. Another double miss. We want to smash, that'll help. Still need a reflect. Oh, is able to get through there. Ox was able to get through the Carpainter fight with much to do about it. Does not have a skip to help out getting through that last pack of enemies. This plateau can be infuriating here. Made up a little bit of ground there, but is going to need this Carpainter fight to go somewhat according to plan, whatever the plan looks like in Earthbound. The egg and banana, breakfast of champions. We did skip breakfast after all. Too busy saving the world. Ox was heading back to free Paula from the shack. Alright. Come on, Lontr0. Round 2 for Lontr0. Words. Very difficult. Ox was dropping the defense items to try to get into the mole death warp. There's one reflect. 117, so all of that won't be healed away. 7 left. And a 75 out of the rockin' there. Let's have 3 rockins to work with and a decent amount of hit points. Lontr0 making it rain. Come on, reflex. Didn't work! Game. What the hell? And another double miss on the reflex. So this is gonna be another life up situation. And we're right back. Ooh, big smash. Let's go. Lontr0 is through it. Lontr0 is through it. Still not out of it. Still not out of it. Mole taking its sweet time to knock down Ness. Paula takes a one-shot there, so Ox was through the mole warp. So Ox was back to Tucson at about a 48-30. Stop by and revive Paula. I'm going to be going through some story triggers here. Crow Party USA by the shack. Lontr0 dropping the defense items for free and Paula. Yeah, Lontr0 did nothing wrong there whatsoever. Everything was executed exactly as it should be. Just Earthbound's gonna Earthbound. Alright, we'll see how the Mole Warp goes for Lontr0. It does have quite a few hit points to get through at this point. Alright, starting off with a big hit from the Mole. I like to see it. Ball is down. Alright, confused and still hits Nest. That's good. Alright, that was actually a very good Mole Warp. So, about a 2-minute deficit for Lontr0. Not insurmountable, but it is going to be trickier and trickier. We're running out of opportunities. Grabbing a little extra money to make sure he's got enough to revive Paula. Oxpa's getting into the Runaway 5. Get out your favorite dance and emotes. Prepare for some tasty jams. Yes, tasty jams. I'm a fan of blackberry myself. Peps gets it. Oh yeah. Slug's on that good stuff too. Love some jalapeno jelly. Got a killer habanero jelly recipe. Turns nice and orange too. Delicious. Put that stuff on some toast for your breakfast. It'll put hair on your hair. You know, I don't think I've tried it on my Cuban sandwiches before, but I'm gonna have to do that. That's a good call. Sorry for anyone who hasn't eaten dinner yet. Or anyone who's trying to go to bed and is now really hungry. Right bus for Oxwis. Lontr0 getting into the Runaway 5. Got some double cutscene action. So Oxford is going to be the first one into Threed. Hoping to get a clean graveyard walk here. This will be the last potential combat section for Ness and Paula before Boogey Tent, and we head off to Winters. Yep, Earthbound is being especially spicy today, and not in a good way. Ooh, that's a lot of flies. Nice quick reaction from Oxwis there. So is able to get up through the graveyard to meet the zombies pretty cleanly. Does have to make it back here. A couple trash cans blocking the way. The flies are the real sneaky ones. They like to hide behind the trees. Gonna go talk to the nice lady here, see what they have to say. Oh, zombie bonk. Alright, so Oxwis is going to be the first one into Winters to meet everybody's friend Jeff. This can be the great equalizer in this race. Winters is well known for some janky shenanigans. See how Graveyard treats Lontr0 here. It's very true, Lovebird. It can totally happen. Once Protoplasm gets the taste for human flesh, all bets are off. Having to do a few despawns there up by the zombies. Oh, and the flies. A lot of flies there. Oh my goodness. Ox was getting his time wasted by Maxwell here. You would think that, Slug. They doubted the bunny rabbit and Holy Grail. Oh good, we do have a Maxwell entry. Shoutouts to the Apple of Enlightenment. So Oxwis now having the real tool we need to open the lockers here. Gonna grab the pop gun and the Holmes hat so we actually have some defense. The homie Tony helping us up over the gate. Ox was grabbing the bane of Earthrunner's existence. The notorious Bubble Monkey. Ruiner of skips and stutters. Since 1909X. So no safety dog for Oxwis. Lontr0 dropping the spray can. Oxwis is able to sneak just above the photo trigger there. Got our first Tessie ride of the day. Get your favorite Tessies in chat. Oh my goodness. A wild Uko appears. Hope Block, Lontr0 got about 20 reflect misses on Car Painter and had to do the fight again. So it was Oxwis bids goodbye to Tessie, getting into Brick Road for the final boss of the game, but not quite. Oxwis not futzing around with any first proto skip, just going to charge right into battle. The brave lad that he is. Oh, and Proto calls for help. Egg. It looks like we're getting into defend and runaway strats here. And did. Yep, and Duck Skip doesn't look all that great either, so just gonna go ahead and get into that battle. Need to hope Duck stays distracted. 20 hit points is not the most comfortable here. I wasn't expecting a soundboard today. This is awesome. Let's see how second proto skip goes. Come on, Monkey. And Monkey doing what Monkey does. Ruining things. Oh, a second proto death. This could be Lontr0's big chance. Monkey ruining first proto skip. And an immediate call for help. You dirty rat. So Oxwis doesn't have to deal with proto or duck. That's the one advantage to not doing the duck skip. Oh, and Monkey almost ruining it a second time, but is able to get the second proto skip on round 2. And Lontr0 just getting walled by the protos there. That's just brutal. The protoplasms are out for blood. Not a great start to Concave for Oxwis. This one looks a little bit more reasonable, depending on your opinion of reasonable. Some nice stutters there against the wall, using those glides to his advantage. And that one opened up. Jeff forgetting his eyeballs. Lontr0 is able to get through first proto there finally. Ox was doing some really tight stutters through these slugs and that mouse there. Not running anything on the third room there, and a nice free entry into the last section of Pond Cave here. Just needs to do some more despawns by the rope. Very fast duck skip for Lontr0. See if we can get the second proto. Nope, Monkey's gonna ruin it. What a punk. A little extra flight from Bubble Monkey here to get that rope knocked down. Lontr0 through Proto 2, getting into Pond Cave. Alright, one more set of spawn plates for Oxwis to break free here. That one should be okay. Does wait to make sure that it gets hung up there on the cliff. Do not want to be dealing with the shrooms. Oh, and Lontr0 getting hung up there on the stutters. Oh! And it looks like that's going to be a DNF for Lontr0, unfortunately. You gave it your all, sir. So Oxwis going to be taking the Skyrunner flight. Just has to finish up the race. You hate to see it, but Earthbound was just being super Earthboundy. I think we all understand the frustration. Yeah, shoutouts to Lontr0 for joining us in the tournament. Been hella fun to watch. Oxwis got a couple more laps to go around 3 here. Because Jeff truly doesn't know what he's doing. As Jeff sticks the landing and meets our friends, we have one more big challenge ahead of us. The Boogie Tent still has a chance to ruin things. Ooh. Can get jumped by spawns there in the graveyard. Grabbing the teddy for safety. Skip sandwich our way through here. Ping pong off of the buildings. The marionette stay put. Alright, defend, BBR. Do your job, Jeff. Teddy bear taking one for the team. 308, not great, but it's better than a miss. '84 rockin'. Nice bottle rocket, 145. Another rockin' should do it. Alright, Boogie 10 is down. GG's for Oxwis. Advancing to the next round. I believe that's going to, based on the rumors here in chat, I don't want to spoil it, in case we're going to premiere. Oh, Blink didn't finish. Okay. Well then, congrats to Andy for the PB. And it's going to be Oxwis versus Andy Perfect in round 3. Gonna be another doozy of a race. Alright, an official race time GG time of 1 hour 12 minutes and 57 seconds for Oxwis. Congratulations. Moving on up in the brackets. Well, a real brutal night of earthbounding for so many people. That's some of the grossest RNG I've seen in quite a while. Gonna glitch out our tent here. Thank you to everybody who joined us here in chat. Always a lot more fun with you folks involved. Appreciate you joining us. I think we got our next race. We've got a few of them tomorrow. Got Lovebird versus Strawflowers, 3 p.m. tomorrow. We've got Brook versus Rain at 9 p.m. tomorrow. So put that one into your calendars. That'll be just about the end of round 2. We've got one more race on the 28th at 9:30. Lyra versus James Fetted. And that should close out round 2. So, getting down to the nitty-gritty of these brackets. The races keep getting better. We just have to hope Earthbound doesn't get too rude to anybody. Shoutouts to our racers. Give them a follow. Thanks to the restreamer. Much appreciate y'all holding it down. Oh, and a big crash for Oxwis. Crashed it hard. And that's just how Earthbound is today. We'll find ourselves a raid target and head off into the sunset, folks. Thank you all for joining us once again.
Because, I mean, technically, it would also follow all the rules for any percent, too.